Hey guys, welcome to another video. Now I thought to myself, as I'm recording this video on the 3rd of July, before I head off to Boston for the Spring Major, what better content to record to be uploaded while I'm away than a Zen 2v2 video. Zen able to hit rank 1 in 2v2 ranked not long after going to North America in preparation for the Boston Major. And obviously, now that you guys have seen it, and now, obviously I'm looking ahead in the present here, but you guys have now seen Zen's dominant run, Vitality have most likely won the tournament, and Zen has won the MVP award. So I thought we'd just celebrate that before it happens. So we'll have to wait and see how that prediction ages. Maybe this it's going to sound pretty ridiculous when you guys hear it for the first time. That's fine, I'd rather be making bold predictions than boring predictions. So congratulations Zen, congratulations Vitality on the major victory, and yes, before then, congrats on making rank 1 your own in the North American 2 server. Now he's up against BU and First Killer in this match. First Killer still on the grind despite not making it to the major himself, which is great to see. The practice has not slowed down for this guy. FaZe, despite not making the Spring Major from North America, are going to be playing at the World Championship, and I believe, also going to be playing at Gamers 8. First Killer staying active, and he's getting some great practice in this week, I'm sure, with all of the international players over in the US in preparation for the Boston Major. Now, Pan is the teammate of Zen in this match. He's actually a South American player, so 136 ping for him, no problem, as he puts one goal in earlier on, and then with a little bit of help from Zen, gets a second for him and his team. BU and First Killer not able to contain the pressure in that play, double committing and not recovering off the back of it as well. The Zen in the Octane. If there was an even more mechanical version of Zen, perhaps this is it. Mostly a Fennec player in the recent run that's had everybody hyping him up as the best prodigy, the best prospect to ever play the game. Certainly one of the most anticipated. That's not even a conversation. Oh, look at this from Pan. Oh, what a shot by Pan with a flip reset, flick double tap to make it 3-0. Pan putting on an absolute show for Zen, who probably didn't realize that this was going to be a match that you guys would be witnessing. But let's see if he's going to rise to the occasion. It's less of a 2v2 between First Killer BU and Zen and Pan now. It's more about Zen versus Pan, who can get the most clips. Here goes Zen with one of his own. It's a flip reset, and the set's up for Pan. BU with a quick recovery though, stops Pan in his tracks. But no, I joke. I'm sure Zen is quite happy to be carried in a ranked game. Just as he's quite happy to see his teammates do well in RLCS. He's not a player who tries to steal the show, not a player who tries to keep all the limelight to himself. That's, for me, the most impressive thing about his RLCS split so far is that he has, when called upon, played third man for his team, played second man for his team, played for 50-50s, and plays that aren't often associated with flashy mechanical players. He just has not really played, like I said, for the attention. He's not shown really any indication that he cares about how good people think he is. He just cares about winning, and that's, I think, a lesson for a lot of young Rocket League players, a lot of young players in the pro scene, and trying to get into the pro scene. I think, and this is obviously my opinion, I think they care too much about how good people think they are, how good the public and how good the fans and how good the other pros think they are, instead of just how good you actually are. Winning is kind of the proof of the pudding, and Zen's done nothing but win since starting his pro career. Now, obviously, I did refer earlier to the fact that I'm predicting them to win the major, which in my timeline has not yet happened yet. So maybe they've taken their first loss, possibly that soundbite at the start of this video is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but the truth in my timeline in the present, as of recording, is that Zen has never lost an event that he's played in 3v3. I think he's 13 out of 13, and most of those events are smaller events, bubble tournaments, some of them regional tournaments in France, but 3 of them are RLCS regionals, and one of them is a Gamers 8 qualifier. and a couple of the others are very, very stacked community events in Europe as well. So he's definitely on a good streak. That's all I could say. And the prediction at the start of this video that I think he's going to be the MVP of the event and that they're going to win it is I'm confident. I'm presently confident of it, but hey, we might have to wait and see. It might be a BDS Spring Major last season scenario where they go 0-3 to elevate, and we get to be completely surprised. Anyway, that's a 5-1 win to start things off. Pan popping off, Zen doing Zen things. BU and First Killer just a bit outmatched there and lost a couple more goals in the hunt for a comeback. Let's get into the second game of the video though, one where you're going to see a few more goals, believe it or not. Let's get into it. So here we have Zen in the Fennec, and he's got a certain Alpha 54 in his team. Zen and Alpha 54, 2/3 off Vitality, of course, as I'm sure you're all aware. Redosin also over there in Boston, preparing for the Spring Major. Alpha actually either called off that or leaves faking the ball for Zen in that play. Don't know if these guys were in comms for any of these ranked games, but no doubt sitting beside each other, there's some semblance of communication available, even if they're not in comms with each other. You got the real life communication. Nice placement by Zen, Alpha 54, just keeping the ball in the box with a attacking 50-50. Lunar and LJ, who's also going to be at the Major, or for you guys, has been at the Major. LJ, one of the top performers from North America in the spring split, helping his team, Space Station Gaming, make the Major in the first place, to the surprise of many. That's a banger of a flick from LJ, Alpha 54, not able to get up quickly enough to stop it. That's going to be a tie game now. Shout out as well to Lunar, who's uploaded this replay to Ball Chasing. So he's the fourth in this lobby, the only non-RLCS pro in this lobby. Although he is a player who frequents the closed qualifiers and open qualifiers for North America. You might see his name in the future at some point in main events. Yeah, he uploaded this replay, so thanks to him we have access to this absolute banger. We're at 3-1 in just over a minute gameplay. There's more where that came from. Lunar now deflects Alpha 54's shot wide. Alpha going to take that one himself all the way to the ceiling pinch actually, which LJ harmlessly watches go wide of the net. Now to talk a little bit about Space Station Gaming, of course I'm predicting a lot of what I'm saying right now falls into the prediction category, and you guys know what's really happened. But Space Station Gaming, for me, are one of the more difficult teams to predict, because the bracket that they've ended up in for the Boston Major, going into, if you guys saw any of my predictions on my live stream, I had Space Station, I think, anything between 5th place and 9th place. 5th equal, 9th equal. And that's because the lower bracket that they end up in if they lose to Carmine Corp, the predicted match in the upper bracket is Carmine Corp, of course. Now, I could be saying all this, and you guys might maybe thinking, Johnny, what are you talking about? Carmine Corp and Space Station both lost to OCE teams. You moron. But, okay, in my timeline, I'm expecting them both to beat the OCE teams, and then for Carmine Corp to beat Space Station, and that puts Space Station in a pretty tough lower bracket. So Space Station have somehow managed to beat Carmine Corp. They're in a great spot, but if they don't, they're in a very, very potentially difficult spot. You know, maybe running into a Gen G, a Rule 1, or a BDS. I mean, these are all very tricky matchups. And although Space Station have been the most consistent team in North America for the spring split, they haven't won any of the events in the spring split. The only teams who qualified for this LAN in Boston from North America who have actually won regionals this season are Gen G, Complexity, and Furia. So Optic, Space Station, the two fully North American teams, haven't won yet, and it is a step further than just being consistently deep in a tournament. So I think that we're going to see a consistent performance out of Space Station, but a winning performance, a peaking performance where they can go the whole distance and really take it to whichever one of Vitality, Carmine Corp, Liquid, BDS, Rule 1, Gen G, Complexity, Furia. All these teams, have shown that they can win events this season. Whichever one of those teams, or whichever few of those teams decide to peak at this event, I feel like they're going to be the favorites, not teams who are consistently the level below. But I'd love to be proved wrong. It's really cool to see a team like Space Station be underestimated by so many in the scene, including myself, and show up and prove everyone wrong regionally. And now, if they can do more at an international stage, that would be awesome to see. Hawkser, especially for a space station, such an interesting player who's been, I think, an underachiever, but not by his own fault. He's underachieved because he's never really had the team to get the results that he deserves. So nearly an equalizer there for 5-5 by LJ and Lunar. I would love to see some success from these guys. Nice shot by Zen. LJ pre-jumped to the ceiling, expecting Zen to go for a flip reset here. Zen instead just pinches it underneath LJ. Now a very physical kickoff goes into the back of the net. Again, the blue net for 7-4. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely ridiculous. 7-4. Zen's already got 1,000 points just 3 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. An explosive game for sure. Another goal goes against him. 5 for LJ and Lunar now. The French players, if I have one criticism about how they play twos, it's that their kickoffs are quite predictable. They always go for a win or a dead ball and a close cheat. So if you can win the kickoff against them, or if you can get the ball even slightly behind the close cheating player, you might just get a free goal. And I think that's a pretty fair criticism, in my opinion, that the French player, they've kind of got it all in Rocket League. So we've got to criticize them in some way. We've got to take something away from them, and that's what I'll do. Is say that their kickoffs are predictable, and it's been exploited in some matches, some ranked matches, some show matches that I've seen. Maybe we'll see a Big Twos tournament at some point, and we can find out if that translates to LAN settings. Gamers 8, of course, probably the next chance we're going to see that. An 8th goal goes in. Alpha and Zen have just been too much. 9 shots each against LJ and Lunar. LJ and Lunar actually stacking 5 shots each against Zen and Alpha. This was really just non-stop aggression from Zen and Alpha. They were playing so close together. It's very difficult for LJ and Lunar to have the same kind of synergy. And the experience that these guys have got playing together and the synergy they built up in such a short time is nothing short of spectacular, because they're able to read each other very well in close quarters. They're able to read each other very well in 50-50s and challenges, and it's very difficult to play against that when you're used to playing against players who give each other more space on the pitch. Going up against players like Zen and Alpha is just an absolute nightmare. Honestly, credit to LJ and Lunar for being as clinical as they were with the chances that they did get, although they were fewer and farther between than Vitality's. That's all we got time for this video. I guess you guys can absolutely roast me in the comments of everything I've said in this video about what I'm expecting to have happened at the Boston Major. If I'm completely off, then that's pretty hilarious. So roast away. But yeah, I'll say it again. Congrats to Alpha and Zen on winning. Obviously, that's what's happened. So well played, Alpha for offensive MVP, Zen for overall MVP. And I'll save Atira for defensive MVPs, not in the lobby. But that's just what I'm going to go ahead and say is what's happened. And LJ, honestly, impressive performance at the Major as well, I imagine. Although tough lower bracket run came to an end at the hands of one of their regional rivals. I'll say Gen G or Complexity, not sure which. But if they made it past both those teams, I think that it would have been BDS or something like that. This is cheating. I'm definitely cheating here. That's not a prediction when I've just named half the teams in the tournament as the teams who potentially eliminate Space Station. I take that one back. Congrats, LJ, on an impressive LAN performance. Certified LAN boy. Better luck next time. Yeah, let me know how I did down below. If you guys like more of these kind of pre-recorded prediction videos, let me know, because maybe I could do some of these for the World Championship as well. I'm not going to cheat on this. This is getting uploaded. It's 3rd of July right now. It's getting uploaded on the 11th after the event happens. So I'm probably exposing myself and all my incorrect predictions, if we're being completely honest. Even though it's a pretty boring prediction to predict Vitality to win, it's still, it's not like they have more than a 50% chance of winning the event. So objectively, it's a bad thing to just say as a certified statement. Do they have less than 50% chance? Yeah. I wouldn't give them more than 50% chance to win the event. So this is bad. It's better than naming any other team as winners, but it's definitely not a safe prediction by any means. Anyway, that's all we got time for today, guys. I'm off to Boston to cast the matches, and if I met you there, it was nice meeting you. If not, hopefully I'll meet you at a future event, maybe Worlds in Dusseldorf at the end of the season. In the meantime, though, I'll hopefully be seeing you again right here on my YouTube channel or on my Twitch live streams. Appreciate all the support as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care until then.